What's going on? It's your boy Coach here. Hey, day 13's all done. So we're on day 14, meaning it's a meal prep day. It's Sunday. So I'm just going to walk through a couple easy recipes here just to kind of show how basic and easy this can be, to stay successful. So without prep, there's just no way for me to keep on track. But I like to make sure these recipes are, fast. They don't take a lot of time in terms of other obligations, but I'm going to knock out a couple and kind of take you along the process with me doing it. So,
One of the things is if you're looking for recipes, I have a TikTok page. You can go check that out. They're just quick recipes, but overall, it really just depends on like your preferences and your flavors. To me, in this one, I used a pre-cooked shrimp. It was in the frozen aisle at Costco. I like to use the Banza pasta, a little bit higher in protein. Say maybe it's a vegetable source for nutrition, and really overall you notice I'm going to make 8 portions here, so I'm going to use 4 and I'm going to freeze 4, and this is going to save me on prep for say the following week, or just to have in weeks ahead when I don't have time to prep. So this is something I'm always mindful of. I'm always making bulk portions. I'm never going to make just one portion. That's me personally. If you prefer a fresher, say, meal, that's fine. You can prep, say, the harder parts like the protein and stuff ahead of time, and then just maybe make the other parts fresh. It just depends on whatever dish you're doing. But I'm always going to use the MyFitnessPal just to make sure that my calories are where they need to be. Tons of video tutorials out there where you can check that out, see how to use it. Unfortunately, they don't use the bar scanning feature for free anymore. You have to purchase their annual subscription or monthly, and that's something that's unfortunate, but you can still type the ingredient in and put that in. So I use the recipe maker for all of my, say, cookbook recipes. Now you notice here, pasta, boiled that up, just threw in this Alfredo sauce, pretty low in calories. You got to pay attention to that on the back of the bottle. I've talked about that in the Endless series, and pretty much just going to stir everything up, throw it all together. I add some vegetables in my trays too, just because I wanted additional volume. Remember, with vegetables, for me, I'm not going to count those calories. They're all free, especially because they're more nutrient dense, and it's going to encourage me to eat them more, which I've talked about in other series. So just going to get these all done and then box them up, and they're ready to go, be tucked away. Of course, don't forget, add that seasoning in, make sure they taste good. That's just the blend seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic powder, I think. And then there we go, adding a little bit of green chili on top just for additional flavor, because that's important that I like what I'm eating. This is a super simple dish. It's just tuna, canned tuna, of course, with done in water. I don't buy it in oil just because you can add the fats that you want rather than that already being, say, done for you. So for this one, just pretty basic. Just strain the tuna. You can notice I have a lot of seasonings in there. So to make sure it tastes good, plain tuna, no bueno. So that's something that I'm going to make sure that I add in, say, some chopped pickles. I can add in green chili, celery. It just depends on what I want, what I have in stock, or what I bought at the grocery store. So what's most important is that I'm going to taste it really before, make sure it's how I like it, and then you can put it in whatever vessel you want. You could put it on a sandwich. I used pita bread in this case. These little Joseph pitas, you just cut them in half and kind of fill them up. Super easy. You notice, I didn't like the taste, so I added more seasonings, added more flavor to make sure it was something that was acceptable to me. And then really with this, I also have cheese, which I'm going to use, which is kind of make like a tuna melt. So this one's going to be a warmed up dish. And you can notice I got the whole week there ready. I got, it looks like about 6 portions. So that's something too, is these will last a little bit longer in the fridge. There's some meats you have to pay attention to. They won't last as long. Just, pay attention to the instructions or look it up. But yeah, just going to compile these all together. Notice just I threw the pitas in some and others I didn't, but I'm just going to warm that tray and just throw it in the pita, and I'm good to go. This was the only two meals that I filmed, but I did additional meals. And overall, this only took about 30 minutes just to have 2 meals ready to go. And it could have been faster, but you can see it without the fast motion. I was just taking my time. I had plenty of time. I had just woken up for the day. I did this early on. So really, it just sort of depends. If we were in a rush, I would have been moving a lot faster. But overall, you just want to make sure you get your meal prep and all of this done before the week starts. That's what's most important, is being prepared for the week ahead. And that's it for this one. So we'll see you in tomorrow's video.